If you or your loved one is impacted by diabetes and have questions, the Barbados Diabetes Foundation has the answers.
It's always easier to reverse diabetes, certainly control it properly and avoid complications if you at least know that you have it.
So it's just again to re-emphasize the importance of good diabetic care. And diabetic care involves really almost every part of the body. So it's your feet, your heart. But again, we're coming back to what our main focus is at this time is the eye care.
The Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren, St. Michael, is your source of diabetic care. You can reach them by calling 243-EYES, 243-3937 for more information.
Happy Saturday morning, peoples! We keep hearing about a weather system which might or might not be affecting Barbados, but regardless of that, no weather system named Lee will stop you from listening to the next 15 eye-opening minutes you will hear on VOB with the compliments of the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, and the Barbados Community Foundation. Good morning to Larry and all the friends of Larry. It's me. I shouldn't have to tell you my name by now. You should know it, Peter Boyce. And by now you should know that whether you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, the number one place that you should be attending is the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. Number one for podiatry services to look after your feet. Number one for eye screening services to check your eyes for diabetic retinopathy. And number one for vascular screening for if your feet swelling or you might have bad circulation, you should get a vascular screening. And number one for nutrition. If you would like some advice on how to lose weight and get rid of some of that belly, make an appointment at the Maria Holder Diabetes Center to see registered nutritionist Victoria Cox. And speaking of Victoria, you know last week was Nutrition Week. We talked about that, remember? So this week, we are going to have some words from Victoria that are particularly germane to Nutrition Week. And then afterwards, we are going to be dealing with a back-to-school topic because, you know, next week, the children are going back into schools, a lot of traffic going to be back on the road, and it's going to be Federation. So we're going to be dealing with a back-to-school topic next. But first, nutritionist Victoria.
As a dietitian, when we talk about Nutrition Week, what really comes to mind for me is the role that nutrition can play in empowering people to play an active role in their own health and make decisions in flexible environments to best manage their health. So if we're talking about blood sugar management, and you really cannot take nutrition out of the equation when talking about diabetes control and blood sugar management, educating people on nutrition means that they can decide what is best for them to eat. It's not just a list of rules and eat this and don't eat this. They understand why they may be better off not eating something or eating less of something or eating more of something. The specific reasons that how these foods affect their bodies and their blood sugars. So it empowers them to be confident in their own decisions as it comes to managing their health and getting improved outcomes. And so it's just something that I want people to keep in mind when we talk about Nutrition Week and celebrating the role that nutrition can play in health management, in diabetes management. It's about empowering us, not shaming people, oh, don't eat this or you shouldn't have that, but it's about being in control, and you are in control of your food, and through that you can play a much bigger role in controlling your health.
You heard Victoria, right? Get control of your food, and through that you can get in control of your health. So as we said before, next week the school bell is going to be ringing and it will be back to school time for thousands of children in Barbados, including children who have diabetes. And you might be wondering what advice the Diabetes Foundation has as it relates to looking after your children as they go back to school. We will now hear from UWI Head of Department of Clinical Sciences and Consultant Pediatrician at the QEH and Clinical Manager of the Ian Wooston Type 1 Diabetes Registry Project, Dr. Michelle Lashley, with more on how diabetic children should be looked after when they go back to school.
We recognize that children spend about 35 to 40 hours a week at school during the term time. And children with diabetes might need help taking care of their illness, even though they may be generally self-sufficient. Once the child is diagnosed and goes back to school or starts a new school, the parent should let the school know about their children's diabetes and how much the school is willing to participate in the care when they're at school. Unfortunately, in Barbados, we do not have school nurses in our public schools, but we are still very fortunate by having school-based social workers and guidance counselors who can assist parents in navigating the maze to which diabetes may confuse the school environment and to liaison with their teachers. So parents really do need to work with the teachers, the staff, the school administration to provide this, what we consider to be a safe space for the children to take care of their diabetes and to ensure that they are supported and included. So all children who have diabetes, and we're particularly referring to those who might need to have medication at school, and this is often the type 1 diabetic on insulin, no matter how independent they are, they still need the support of trusted and caring adults and the school themselves. So if the teacher knows that there is a child with type 1 diabetes in school, whether it is for all of the day, part of the day, or only for one class, there are some simple ways that the teachers can assist and help. First of all, the teachers and staff need to be aware of what diagnosis is or learn a little bit about the illness. There are resources that the healthcare providers can provide to the schools if needed. The teachers need to be familiar with simple things like the signs and symptoms of when blood sugars are high or when blood sugars may be low and how to manage in an emergency. And they should be familiar with the students' individual plan or how they manage their diabetes during the day so they can give some day-to-day support if required. Now, during the school day, the children often bring their own supplies to school, and this will be supplies to monitor their blood sugar. They'll be sometimes bring in extra food or supplies if their blood sugar is low, and the teachers should ensure that these young people, youth and children, do get access to utilizing their little diabetic kits if needed for emergencies, and for the younger child, ensure that they do attend and eat their meals and snacks on time. They should have a good communication with the parents at the beginning of the school year, because that way the parents can give the teachers an idea of how children will be managed during the day and what kind of information they should send back to the parents if there's a problem. And that's what we're talking about when we say they should have some individual care plans. So an individual care plan is usually a short document that might just be a letter to the school, or it might be some information that the teacher will be aware of when the child may have to take the medication in school, or if there is a particular problem, how the parents should be contacted. And all parents' responsibility when they send a child off for the school day is to ensure that the teachers have the kind of information that they'll be able to contact parents if there is a problem during the school day. This may mean just something as simple as their blood sugars have dropped quite low, or that they think that their blood sugars are unusually high, and they should have a contact emergency number. Some of the children will consent and should wear some kind of emergency bracelet or necklace or tag, so that if they are out of the school compound, perhaps with a new teacher, that they are able to contact the parent if there's any emergency. During the school day, this also means that the office should always have an information on how parents should be contacted. So the teachers would need to have this information updated every school year. Now, during the school term, children and youth in school have the right to be supported in all this care, and they should not be excluded from any activities. Once the parents are aware of what the teachers are planning, particularly like outside activities, they may need to send additional snacks or foods or advise the teachers how their child may respond in a specific situation. But just because they have diabetes should not be excluded generally.
Thank you, Dr. Lashley, for those cautions on how to look out for our children as they return to school. And with that, we go to our song of the day, reminding us of the importance of going to school and getting an education. We go to the Mighty Sparrow from 1967 with this one entitled Education. I know Larry Friend's gonna like this old one bad. Compliments, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center.
Education, education, this is the foundation. Our rising population needs sound education to be recognized anywhere you go. Have your certificate to show, to enjoy any kind of happiness. Knowledge is the key to success. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise later on in life you won't catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't allow idle companions to lead you astray. To earn tomorrow, you got to learn today.
Contact the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program today at 243-EYES, 243-3937 to find out how you get your simple digital eye screening done.
For employment, yes, employment, you must be intelligent. It's essential, very essential to have your credentials. But if you're block-headed like a mule, no one will employ a fool. You'll be the last one to be hired and the first one to be fired. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise later on in life you gon' catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't follow idle companions or you will get burned. To earn, you got to learn.
Book your vascular or ABI screening test today by calling the Maria Holder Diabetes Center 243-3937.
Illiteracy is man's greatest enemy. It's your duty, yes, your duty, stamp it out completely. Ignorance always impedes progress. Education saves you much distress. So learn as much as you can. For the nation's future's in your hand. Children stay in school and learn well. Otherwise later on in life you gon' catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl.
If you are looking for an institution that's dedicated exclusively to the management of diabetes in Barbados, that offers a range of services that caters to both diabetics and pre-diabetics, the Maria Holder Diabetes Center, located in Warren St. Michael, is the answer for you. Whether it's diabetic eye screening, podiatry, or vascular screening, you will receive a level of service and treatment that exceeds any you might receive regionally or internationally. So if you are listening to your radio right now and need to make an appointment or need more information on any diabetic issue you might have, make that call now at 417-5980 or 243-3937. The last 15 eye-opening minutes you heard on VOB was brought to you with the compliments of the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program in partnership with the Barbados Community Foundation and the Maria Holder Diabetes Center. Until next time, remember, your health is your wealth.
Did you know nearly 1 in 5 adults in Barbados have diabetes? Did you know diabetes is one of the leading causes of vision loss in the world? Regular eye screening can save your eyes. Contact the Barbados Diabetic Eye Screening Program today at 243-3937.